So I really wanted to focus this morning on final expense and more specifically about back nine. Those of you that were at our agent conference back nine and Todd Marquardt, our rep, were there. And boy, I got to tell you, this has been such a game changer for us as an organization. We are selling so much more life insurance than we ever have in the past. And I got to give a lot of credit to back nine. It really has changed the ease of which our agents are selling life insurance, just so much easier. And I really think it's just that ease that has made such a huge difference in our sales and being able to help more people with life insurance. We're going to spend a little time focusing more on final expense here, but we're going to talk about back nine from a broad perspective and the platform and what all it can do for you. And hopefully everybody already has it. And if you don't, we'll make sure that you get the link to do it. So first though, let's talk a little bit about final expense and why is that important. And frankly, we should be talking to every senior we encounter about final expense. And there's a couple of key things about final expense that make it so important. It's affordable, been around, it's a simple, easy product for people to understand. You pay a premium every month. When you die, you get whatever the amount is, 10,000, 20,000, and so forth. So why do people buy final expense? Well, the most common answer agents would give is burial. But I got to tell you, agents that do that are really limiting their opportunity. There is so much more to final expense than just burial or a ceremony or cremation or whatever it is that agents will sometimes talk about. There's so much more. And the biggest aspect of why people need that money is because so many seniors leave debt and unpaid expenses when they die. The average senior has a balance on their credit card. And yes, it has to be paid. The credit card company says, oh, well, somebody died, we'll just forget the whole thing. No, still has to be repaid. And the number one reason that people die with balances on their credit card are healthcare costs and out-of-pocket costs, even with completely loaded Medicare plans. So don't forget about the credit card debts. Don't forget about the burial. Don't forget about healthcare out-of-pocket costs, because all of those are significant and you're leaving a burden behind if you're not taking care of those things for your family. Why would you want to leave that burden to your kids and grandkids? Usually you want to do something positive for them. You certainly don't want to leave a burden behind. And last but not least, final expense is extremely tax friendly. The death benefit is tax free, doesn't count in most states towards your estate. It is tax advantaged as it grows cash value. There aren't a lot of things that are this tax advantaged that we just kind of blow past, but it's a huge differentiator. There is no other financial vehicle. They can't save money in a savings account as tax friendly as they can in final expense. So I think we all agree final expense is important. Now we have to talk about how do we actually sell this stuff. So let me show you my screen. So this is the dashboard for back nine. Again, if you don't have the back nine link, you can play around with this thing. It doesn't cost anything. It's a great way to learn how to sell more life insurance by just having access to this link. But we're going to focus on quote and apply. And we're just going to do a test here. And I know you guys always know I hate live demos because it always has some problem, but I'm going to give it a try. We'll just make this a nail. And okay, I've stopped here for a reason. This is the most important screen in this entire platform. Isn't that weird? Yep, it's that important. So what this screen does is it asks how healthy the prospect is. And the biggest mistake that agents make is they click on 5 hearts, the healthiest one. You should never click on 5 hearts. I don't care if you're talking about term insurance, UL, we'll get to all those different things, or final expense. Never click 5. Always do 3, or even feel free to do lower than that if you think they have significant health problems, but never pick 5 hearts. So you're probably wondering, why is Andy so adamant about it? What's the big deal? I thought we're just trying to give a basic understanding of their health. So here's what happened. The agents that routinely do 5 hearts when trying to provide back nine with an assessment of a person's health have the lowest placement rates of any agents that we have. Because here's what happens. The average American, the average senior, and the average under 65 person is a standard risk and a 3 heart prospect. That's the average. But what happens is agents that don't understand that will go immediately to the 5 hearts. Like, oh, this person's healthy. And here's what happens. On the average, they end up with a higher rate than they were expecting, or they just flat out get declined. And that agent's placement rate is the worst. It's this simple. If you want to have a great placement rate, which you do, because it's a lot of work to end up with nothing, always use 3 hearts, never do 5. If you want to do less than 3, that's fine, but never do more than 3, even if you think their health is good. And here's the beauty of it. Let's just say you're selling a term product and the client ends up being a preferred plus health client. Well, that just means they got even a better deal than they thought. It's always easier to say, hey, it turned out cheaper than I thought it was going to be. It's pretty impossible to go in the other direction. Hey, I thought you were preferred, but now you're standard and it's going to be a couple $100 more. And like I said, the average agent loses the business. They don't make the case. They don't get sold. They don't place it because the client is disappointed. I think I sold that heavy enough. So we're going to go, let's say this is a non-nicotine user. I'm just going to do average height and weight. We're going to just make up 1956. Can you guys see this? I'm sure you guys should see this. So as you can see, there are all these different options on what you can sell. So let's just kind of through them. Obviously, we're going to focus on final expense, but you got term insurance. And obviously, this person's a little old for term insurance, but there may be some reasons why. There's certainly permanent, like universal life. There's also IUL that you can use to supplement their retirement. There's whole life, there's final expense, long-term care, and guaranteed issue. I'm going to click on the lower left-hand corner of this final expense. And as you can see, what's going to immediately pop up pretty much every time are Mutual of Omaha's term life, their final expense, and then Gerber's guaranteed issue. But here's a couple things here that I wanted to show you. So first of all, in back 9, you have all of the information right there in front of you that you need. So as you can see, monthly premium for a $25,000 face amount is $162.29. You got all these things that you can choose from, including looking at the consumer guide and the underwriting guide. And then you can also change the face amount. So maybe $162 is too expensive for your client. So what if we went down to $10,000 and then click on rerun quote? It's going to rerun the quote, and instead of the $25,000 face, you're going to get $10,000 face amount for $66.84. Hands down, Mutual of Omaha has the best final expense rates in the industry. Super simple, super easy. And believe it or not, we sell more Mutual of Omaha final expense through back 9 than we do with Mutual of Omaha directly. That's one of the questions I got from agents there at the agent conference, and they're like, hey, I noticed that Mutual of Omaha life insurance and back 9 were like next to each other. Which should we choose? And certainly do whatever you want. You can work with Mutual of Omaha directly, or you can work through back 9. My vote is back 9. They make it simpler and easier to do all of your life insurance all in one place, whether that's a final expense or a term or an IUL, long-term care, annuities even. In fact, I just saw that we were working on an annuity case that looks like it's about to close. Why do you need to go to 20 different places? It's too confusing. It takes too much time, and you don't know who to talk to. And we have one rep for everything with back 9. You talk to Todd. He's really responsive. Todd Marquardt. You might have met him at the agent conference. He does a great job. He's been with us for years, knows this business. He'll run whatever quotes you want. His response rate is fast. He is out in California, so if you're in the East Coast, don't call him at 6 in the morning because it'll be the middle of the night for him. Again, everything you need is right here. Now, if you decide you need to flip to guaranteed issue because the client has worse health than you think, you can go down the guaranteed issue path. But again, you can quickly and easily make your sale right there. You can make any adjustments that you need. And then, of course, if you continue, we won't go through the whole application process because it just confused back 9. But you can set this client up, including you can send your client the link to the application. So super simple to complete the process. It's just that fast. It's that simple. And that's really the reason why our life insurance sales have done so well. It's not because all of a sudden we're doing life insurance all the time. It's really because back 9 makes it so simple. So going back, a couple other things I wanted to show you, and then I want to answer any questions that you have and let you go a little early this morning. There's also an all lines button that you can pick, and you can choose any of these kinds of products that you need a quote on. So if you need a quote for accidental death, IULs, final expense, GULs, index universal life, term UL, variable universal, if you're licensed to do that, and then whole life. So if you just want a quote and you don't want to even run through this, you can just fill this out and send it in, and Todd will provide you a quote. Another thing you can do is all your forms that you would need are all right here. Marketing tools are here. One of the things that agents have had really good success with is just emailing to their client on a consistent basis. Simplest, easiest way to make life insurance sales. Every month, send them an email. It's that simple. It doesn't cost you anything. They built all these emails here for you so that you can send these out to your own database of clients, and you can even send it out to prospects. And it will send up to 100 emails out for you. All of the products are listed here, and one of the things that I like is that the commissions are all very transparent and upfront. And yes, we can show commissions because everybody gets the same deal. So you can look through any of these products and take a look right out of the gate what the commissions are on those products. If you want to filter, let's say you want to know what does protective pay. Filter and boom. So as you can see, first year commission about 111, no renewal. That simple. Everything's transparent. You can also get great data. Obviously, this is more about North Americans, but lots of great information. So in summary, and we'll get to questions. Let me turn this off. So in summary, be talking to everybody about life insurance, whether it's under 65 or in the senior market. Back nine really is our secret weapon for why our life insurance sales went up. You probably saw it on Facebook that we have now sold over 150 million in face amount, and only through back nine. I should have mentioned that. With back nine, we have now sold 150 million in face amount. If you're not doing it, you're missing out on a huge opportunity. It's so simple. It's so easy. The money is fantastic. The commissions, you just saw, they're like 100% first year. So you make a ton of money. And if you're in the health business or in the Medicare business, getting upfront commissions can mean a big difference in your finances. So don't forget, life insurance provides you with a commission structure where you get all the money up front instead of having to wait years and years and years for renewals. Hey, I love renewals like the next guy. And getting some money up front is a game changer for a lot of agents' businesses. All right, let's so get us to ask some more detailed questions. So yes, so absolutely. So one of the things Gary's asking about is what about people with unique health circumstances? So that's the beauty of it. And that's what I was trying to show you. Instead of just running a quote, if you want back nine to shop around health conditions, they can do that. That's mostly in the under 65, not so much in final expense. And I really wanted to focus on final expense. But yes, you just tell them what the health conditions are or what medications they're taking, and they'll go shop it around and they'll go get your client the best deal. You don't have to do all that legwork. Who's got time for that? And I'm telling you, if you try doing this on your own, you're going to get clocked because you're going to be submitting a bunch of applications. You're going to get declines like crazy. It's going to take you forever. Back nine does everything for you. And their communication, I'm just telling you, is second to none. They will, if anything, over communicate. Never seen an organization communicate the way that they do. And yes, they'll shop your case around, Gary, and then they will tell you who is interested in that particular case, and they'll give you a recommendation like, yep, we talked to American National and they like your client and they'll take them at standard. Yes, they'll do all that. Belinda is asking, how are commissions paid? Yeah, so you do have the one flaw in the ointment there, Belinda. That can always as earned. So even at 100% commission, you're going to get that over 12 months. They do not advance. If it's important, if you want to get all of that commission, the commission all in one check, then you'd want to go directly to Mutual of Omaha. That really, purely a commission question, working directly with Mutual of Omaha is going to get you the most top in your pocket. If you're looking for easy, and again, I just reiterate, we sell more Mutual of Omaha simplified issue life insurance through back nine than we do directly. But make no mistake, if the highest comp and the Important. Yep, work directly with Mutual of Omaha. And again, the beauty of it is you can pick and choose. You don't have to say, well, I only want to do it one way or the other. You could do a Mutual of Omaha final expense directly, and then literally the next day do one through that. Yep, it's that simple. Any other questions? Another commissions. Yep, all the commissions are already in here. If you just pull up where it says products, it literally just tells you what the comp is on every product with every carrier, and everyone is listed there. Very good. Hopefully, guys, if more importantly than anything else, back nine or otherwise, I just want you to leave with the thinking, talk to everybody about life insurance every single time. There's so many great opportunities. I was listening to Josh the other day, and he's like, yeah, I'm coming State Farm selling a life policy. State Farm buys life insurance from farmers or State Farm, and the answer is lots of people, and they buy it by the billions. And it's all awful stuff. If you could just get out in front of people, you'll find they will jump all over it. Hey, Todd's on here. Hey, Todd Marquardt, thanks so much for joining. That's the conclusion of this training. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you guys being here. Have a great day.